I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review and installation of the JKS front adjustable track bar, fitting all 2007 and up JKs with 1 to 6 inches of lift. Today we're going to talk through the installation of this track bar, which is a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench install. The whole process shouldn't take you more than an hour to complete. Going with an adjustable front track bar on your Jeep is always a good idea when you have a lift to completely recenter that axle underneath the vehicle. And going with a much stronger track bar like this one is going to ensure you're not going to have any type of flex in the track bar, which can almost feel like a front end wobble. Now, this track bar is going to be a little bit less expensive than some of the others on the market because it does have factory style rubber bushings on both ends instead of the Heim joints on some of the more expensive track bars. Those Heims are designed to give you a little bit more articulation than these rubber ones will, although they're also going to require a little bit more maintenance. The other aspect of this track bar that makes it a little less expensive than some of those others is the fact that you will have to remove one end of this track bar from its mount in order to lengthen or shorten it during that adjustment process. Now, adjusting a track bar is something you really only do one time, so whether that's enough of a reason to spend more on a track bar that has an adjustment collar and is a little bit easier to adjust is up to you. This track bar is going to be very strong and you're not going to get any flex out of it. This is 1.5" diameter, 3/8 thick DOM tubing that of course is going to be a lot stronger than your factory track bar. As I said before, when you're driving down the road, you have those big tires, there's a lot of stress on all of your steering linkage, including your track bar. So you can get a little bit of flex out of the track bar, which can feel like a wobble when you're sitting in the vehicle. Something like this is absolutely not going to flex. The rubber style bushings on both ends are going to be near bulletproof. These are going to hold up really well, although again, you may give up a little tiny bit of articulation versus a Heim joint on a more expensive track bar. Now, if the rest of your suspension is designed for maximum articulation and you feel that the rubber bushings on this will limit you a little bit, of course, go with the version with the Heim joints. If you're running a suspension that has mostly factory control arms, chances are this isn't going to limit anything and you can save a few dollars by going with this option. This is a very simple installation process. The whole thing shouldn't take you more than an hour, and I'm definitely going to stick with 1 out of 3 wrenches on this. All you're going to need to do is remove one side of your factory track bar, whether you decide to start on the axle side or on the frame side, then replace that track bar with this new one using all of your factory hardware. Now, the part that may take a few extra minutes is actually getting this adjusted. Ideally, your axle would sit dead center underneath your Jeep. You can eyeball it, you can take some measurements, however you need to do it. You're going to loosen up this jam nut to make this track bar longer or shorter to adjust where the axle is sitting underneath your vehicle. I think this track bar is incredibly well built for the price. This comes in at right around $200. Now, if you are looking for a track bar that has some additional features, one that has an adjustment collar to make it a little bit easier to adjust, or one that has a Heim joint on one or both ends, those are going to be a little bit more expensive. But if your suspension is set up in a way that you're not going to see a benefit from those Heim joints and you're okay taking a little bit more time when you adjust this that first time, I think this is going to be a really good buy. So if you're looking to upgrade to an adjustable front track bar that is much stronger than factory so that you can fully center your front axle and also eliminate any wobble that you might get from a weak and flexing factory track bar, I think this is going to be a really nice option. That's my review of the JKS front adjustable track bar fitting all 2007 and up JKs with 1 to 6 inches of lift that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.